For this question, they're asking us to find the zeros of the function. F of x is equals to x squared plus 7x plus 10. So our kind of product number would be, we take A times C. So product would be A times C, so 1 times 10 is 10. And our sum would be the B value, which is 7. Now we need to think of a multiple of 10 that when you add those two numbers equals to 7. So we can go through all the multiples of 10, so 1 and 10. That can't possibly equal 7. Our second one is 2 and 5. When we add 2 and 5 together, that does equal to and gives us a positive 7. So those are going to be our two values, basically. So 0 is equals to x plus 5. That's our first number. And x plus 2 would be our second one. When you use the FOIL method, just for double checking if this equals to your equation, x times x is x squared, x times 2 is 2x, plus x, 5 times x is 5x, 5x plus 2x is 7x, and 5 times 2 is 10. So that does equal to each other. That means it's correct. Now we can solve for their x values by isolating them. So x plus 5 is equals to 0. So 0. Which means that x is equals to negative 5. And this one right here is x plus 2 is equals to 0, which means x is equals to negative 2. So those are our two x coordinates, or zeros. Of the function. You could also use a quadratic formula, but this is a lot easier and it saves a lot of time. You can also put it in coordinate form. So our first x is, and always remember, zeros of the function or x's of the function means where the graph intercepts the the x-axis, and when the y value is 0. So our first x is negative 5, that means our y value would be 0, and our second one, negative 2, and our y would be 0. So our graph would kind of look like, it's just a rough sketch of what the graph would be. Negative 2, 5. Those are our two x coordinates right there. We know the graph opens up because the a value is positive. And kind of like that. Our vertex would be like somewhere like 3.5, negative 3.5 for x value, and then something else for y value, but that is our graph, a rough sketch of the graph.